Good afternoon. I'm so excited to be coming to you today to talk about goal setting. And we've been talking about that a little bit on our Facebook group and also in our emails. And I'll talk to some of you on the phone personally about your goals for January through June of 2012. Now, this video can be used at any time of the year and any year because what we're going to talk about is not just what is going on now, but what you can use in your goal setting efforts anytime at all. So I made some notes and I hope that you can follow along with me for this short video about goal setting. And when I was thinking about what to talk about just exactly, I wanted to talk about not just specific goals, not just like winning a car or becoming a director or being a red jacket. I didn't want to talk about those things. I want to talk about how to set yourself up for success in your thinking as you're setting goals and working toward them. So I made a list of non-negotiable things and things that are negotiable. So I hope that you can get some great insight on how to set your goals and how to work to achieve them. First thing, what is not negotiable in order to move up, in order to reach your goal? What's not negotiable? Number one, working your business is not negotiable. And what I mean by working your business are your IPAs, income producing activities, like holding a skincare class or party with 3 or more people, a hostess plus at least 2, holding a facial or a double facial, putting the product on face, letting people try the product. That's non-negotiable because, when we put product on the face, that's when everything happens. People try the product, they love it, they buy it, they want to maybe book and share it with their friends at another party. And that's also the time when we can share the opportunity with them. So income producing activities, face-to-face time, letting ladies try the product on their face is non-negotiable. Also, what is negotiable though, as far as that's concerned, is when you do it. When you actually hold those appointments, what time of day, and how many per week. That's negotiable, but actually doing it is not. Remember that Mary Kay in our thought process of putting things first, second, third, fourth, fifth in our lives, daily, weekly, monthly, all the time. Of course, Mary Kay teaches us that our priorities should be God first, family second, and career third. So that puts Mary Kay third, but not 33rd in your life. So as you are, creating your schedule daily, weekly, monthly, remember that we have our faith and we have our family obligations, but Mary Kay has to be at least third. I mean, just imagine, most of you probably don't pay all of your bills with your Mary Kay income unless you maybe have been doing this for a while. But imagine if you did. Imagine if you did. Your Mary Kay business would have to be third on your list of priorities because your bills would have to be paid with that income. Well, your other job, if you have another job outside the house, I'm sure that it's at least third. And sometimes that job may ask you to be first in your priority system. So aren't we lucky to have a business that we can run around our faith and our family? But it still has to be at least third. Okay? All right. Another thing that's not negotiable is that we have to set a goal. We have to actually set our goal, whether it's a number of customers, a number of parties that we hold every month, a non-negotiable number, and we have to set a date, the end date. It has to be by the end of January, this, or by the end of today, this is my goal. The end of the month, this is my goal. The end of this year, this is my goal. We have to set the goal and also the end date. Now, what is negotiable about that is what your goal is. Do you want to set it for the number of customers, number of sales, dollar amount in sales, number of team members? You can pick all sorts of things to set as your goal, but we have to have an end date. And we can always move the date forward if we don't meet that goal. You can say my goal for January is $1,000 in retail sales, 600 wholesale, and at least 2 new team members. Well, you're going to work towards that, and that's going to be your priority. As far as your Mary Kay business is concerned, those things, or that one thing of that list, that will be your priority. But when the end of January comes, you may not have reached all 3 of those, or you may not have reached the one that you were shooting for, But I promise you, you have gotten so much closer to it than if you had not set the goal and you had not set the date. Um, so, at the end of that month or day or week, whatever it may be, you can always move the goal to the next day or move the goal to the next month if you don't reach it. But give it your all and work till the clock strikes. Directors always talk about, month end because, everything is based on monthly in Mary Kay. And we always talk about, you're not really working until you work till the last minute of the last second of the last day. You're not really a goal setter unless you do that. So, and it's true, I am always, right here working on some sort of Mary Kay goal until 12:59 a.m. on the last day of the last month. Because our month closes at midnight Central Time, which is 1 a.m. for us. So I'm always like right there. I may not be, completely wired at that time, but I'm always thinking, okay, what else can I do, whether personally or as a group, to meet my goal? And, there's so many times I have not met my goal. I'd say in my 20 years of Mary Kay, now it'll be my 20-year anniversary next month, I've probably only really reached my goal a handful of times. It has not happened many times. But I always said that it is reachable. It's not too far out there that I know I can't do it, but I said something that is reachable, and I go for it. And not many times do I reach it, but I always have a goal, and I truly believe that is the reason that I've been successful, and I know that's the reason you can be too. Okay, another thing that is not negotiable as far as working your business is having a support system. Having a support system, that is not negotiable as far as being a goal setter and really reaching your goals. You've got to have someone or some people that are supporting you. You have to have a cheerleader or a cheering section. Most of the times that's going to be your family, your husband or your wife, or your children or your mom or boyfriend or girlfriend kind of thing. That's normally your cheering section, but not always. Sometimes we don't have support at home. And if you don't, that's totally okay. You can find a support system either in me, your sales director, or in our unit. We can be your cheerleaders, and we're good at that. But you might want to find somebody in addition to us, maybe a good friend or someone that can cheerlead you along. And, you want to have your Mary Kay support system, but also maybe a family or a friend support system. That means so much. I mean, you can, especially if you have your family support, and I think most of you do, you can print out your goals on sheets of paper. You can paste them all over the house where your kids and husband and family can see what your goals are, and they can be, cheering you on. Mom, where are you, on this? Or, honey, where are you on this goal? What can I do to help you reach it? So having a cheerleading section is not negotiable. Who that support system is negotiable. The next thing is you must have a plan and stick to it. That is not negotiable. You must have a plan and you must stick to it. Just like at any other job, you have, a schedule of things and a list of things to do each and every day, week, and month. And if you didn't stick to that and get those things accomplished, I am sure that you would not be employed anymore. So we have to remember that even though we are self-employed, even though we are our own boss, are we really doing the job? Are we? Because if we're not, we need to step up to the plate. If you are a goal setter, if you have goals in Mary Kay. If not, probably doesn't matter. But what is not negotiable is what that list of priorities includes. Always remember that proper planning prevents poor performance. The 5 P's. Proper planning prevents poor performance. And I've remembered that forever. And, if we don't have a plan, we really are not going to get much anywhere, because we're going to wake up every day and think, well, what in the world do I need to do today to get to my goal? Well, if we plan it out, A to Z, we're going to have to do all these different things, and if we just break it into bite-sized pieces, we can get there, and it just gives us small goals each and every day to reach. Another thing that is not negotiable is you must be a self-starter, to reach any kind of a goal, whether it's weight loss, creating a savings account, whether it's a business, it doesn't matter what it is, you have to be a self-starter. And you cannot blame others or situations for you not meeting your goal. So we have to accept responsibility for where we are and why we are where we are. We can't say, well, it's because of this person or that person. She didn't support me, or or she didn't buy something, or my husband didn't support me, or this person didn't recruit, or this person canceled the party. It's not because of them. It is not. We have to take responsibility. We can also not blame it on situations. Well, you know, I had a cold, or I was sick, or I got called into work, or I had this to do or that to do, situations. Because everybody has situations. You think of celebrities, for example, well, not really celebrities, but people who have really made an impact on the world. Who are those people? Most of them are not celebrities, but, people that have made an impact on the world. Who are they? And how did they do that? How did they be successful in that goal of being impactful and a positive influence on others? Well, don't you know that they had people that didn't support them, and don't you know that they had situations that prevented them from getting there? So we have to remember that as well, that, our job is to book, sell, and recruit, to sell and team build, and there's going to be things that come in our way. But Mary Kay always reminds us to go over, under, around, and through any obstacle that comes our way. Over, under, around, and through any obstacle that comes our way. And we can certainly do that. Find a way or make a way. There's always going to be things. The lights are never always going to be green. You're going to have red lights. You're going to have caution lights. And you can never wait for all of the street lights to line up all green. There's going to be things that come up. So I hope that these things have helped you a little bit in your goal setting, to remember, that we've got to set those goals and we have to stick to the plan, because we're never going to get to it unless we follow the plan. I wanted to end with two things. Number one, decide what kind of consultant you want to be, or decide what kind of leader in Mary Kay you want to be. Do you want to be a really, really great customer who also happens to be a consultant and sells things here and there? Is that what you want to be? And if it is, that's wonderful. Or do you want to be B, someone who can make a difference in the lives of others by working their business? Someone who can change lives in a positive direction. Which one do you want to be? And if it's the latter one, someone who can change lives or help to change lives or make a positive difference, a positive impact on others, then we really have to be goal setters, don't we? And we have to stick to the plan. Mary Kay encompasses so much all in one business. There's so much that is involved just in this one business. There is an income that is totally unmatched, can be unmatched, if you're willing to go for it. Especially the income per hour you cannot make that anywhere else. Number two, the fun. It is so much fun. We have such a great time with each other. We connect with women on a whole different level. We are social, and we have a social network that we haven't had probably before, that is totally different and totally unique. The self-confidence that we gain by being a Mary Kay consultant and being surrounded by other women of like minds is something that you cannot get anywhere else in any other job in corporate America. Self-empowerment. Doing this business just empowers you as a woman and as a person, that if you can do this, you can do anything. You can be a leader not only for other women, but for your children, for your family members, for your friends, for your neighbors. You can be a leader in all different areas of your life just by learning things through your Mary Kay business. What I've learned in my Mary Kay business has just transcended in every aspect of my life, and I know that it will yours, and probably already has, even if you're brand new. So remember that as you work your business each and every day. And I'm excited to hear what your goals are for the next 6 months, and how you have broken them down into monthly and also weekly goals to get to your end result. And I know that with God's help, and with God being your pilot, not your co-pilot, but your pilot, and you being the co-pilot, you can reach any and every dream and goal that you have set for yourself. So it will be in His time, but we have to work it and let Him show us what the time frame is. So get out there and get going. I'm excited for you. I can't wait to hear your comments about what you have learned and how you're going to put it to work in your own life. Thank you for being a part of our $1 million unit. I am so proud to lead you, and I just thank you for all you do to be part of our unit. Have a great day, and congratulations on watching our second video in our boot camp on goal setting.